Jai Shri Krishna.
Hello.
I'm sorry that my voice is cracking. And,
Tariq, you can
Yes.
introduce,
Okay. Yes, sir.
Dr. Deepak. Then,
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. I, Mohammad Tariq Sayed, Assistant Professor, College of Agriculture, Parul University. Today, we are going to start very interesting, informative, and productive webinar on future for the biogas technology and renewable energy products. Biogas is a cheap, commonly available, and renewable energy source. It can be generated from various sources like animal manures, crop residues, and solid waste. So the disposal biowaste in India is estimated to be around 600 million tons, and it all these are put into one productive use. It will produce around 25 times CNG that we are using today also, and it can replace more than 50% of our total fuel imports. So India is the second largest consumer of a biogas in the world. As per Sri Dharmendra Pradhan, the Minister of Oil for the Oil and Natural Resources, India will receive an investment around 2 lakh crore in setting up more than around 5,000 biogas plants by 2023 to 2024. So biogas technologies will be a game changer in future. So without wasting a time, let's introduce our and welcome our chairman of today's webinar, respected Dean, Faculty of Agriculture, Principal, College of Agriculture, Dr. Chandrakant Sharma, sir. Hello, sir. We have Dr. Deepak Gadia, sir, as a speaker. He is the director, MSA Renewable Tech Foundations. Deepak, sir, is also associated with many different companies. Sir is doing a great work for the society by the NGO Muni Seva Ashram as a trustee. Sir has more than 35 years of the experience in the field of solar and sustainability. We are very lucky that Sir has given time to us. Thank you so much, sir, for that. Now I would like to invite Dr. Chandrakant Sarma, sir. Please share your valuable words to our audience.
thank you, Dr. Tariq. Good afternoon, everyone. Dr. Deepak, the audience. If you see, Dr. Deepak sir is having vast experience in the field of the biogas, renewable energy. Earlier, he has been the part of the different organizations abroad also. Besides that, they are developing a state-of-art facility near to the Vadodara by using the natural resources by converting them into the energy. I am very much aware Dr. Deepak sir is not well. Still, he is ready to share his knowledge with the audience. So it is my humble request to everyone, please gather the knowledge, whatever he is going to share with you all. In future, it will be useful. And if you can visit his place or knowing the things, it will be better also. So with these words, I would like to welcome Dr. Deepak sir for his talk. Please welcome sir.
yeah, thank you, sir. Professor Dr. Chandrakant Sharma, Professor Tariq, and dear friends. I'm thankful to the management for offering this opportunity to share with you the great opportunity that is evolving here, not very far away from Parul University. Many people may be knowing Munisi Ashram more as an ashram doing some social work or running a cancer hospital or some school. But you'll be surprised to know that Munisi Ashram is become world famous for its green activities, and that's why also the website is www.greenashram.org. And the ashram is trying to become sustainable and self-sufficient. And I'm in charge of solar and sustainability at the Munisi Ashram. And we have been very fortunate that Center for Entrepreneurship and Development in Gandhinagar has funded a setting up of a biogas lab of about 67 lakh rupees by paying 75% of the project cost. And this is the India's first and state-of-the-art biogas lab, which was the need for the day. And we have this set up at our ashram. And they have requested or suggested that we have a tie-up with Parul University so that the students of Parul University and the faculty and all the other industries and other people around their benefit of learning more about biogas potential, and the future it offers in job and entrepreneurship. But I'm not going to start just with biogas. I just want to give you a larger picture where about renewable energy, and then uh, as we go on later, we will talk more about biogas. So we all know renewable energy is the energy of use of natural energy. I will not speak much because I cannot speak. So the fuels which are not renewable are oil, gas, they're going to run away or we are going to run out of the stock. But some solar energy like solar energy and all, they're going to last us for millions of years. And that's why more and more people are now looking at renewable energy because what will happen after the conventional fuel like coal or gas is exhausted. But at present, more now because of climate change, people are looking at for solutions and use of renewable energy, not just because they may run out of it. Because even if you were to find more oil and gas, we will not be able to use it because every time you burn a kilogram of oil, you're producing 2.2 kilograms of CO2. And that CO2 is creating global warming, and global warming is creating climate change. So now it is not the question of necessity, it is question of compulsion. We have no alternative or option to look at renewable energy for the future, for our survival. So in solar energy, normally there are two energy technologies, solar thermal and solar photovoltaic. In photovoltaic, we directly convert the sunlight into electricity where the sunlight directly falls into a PV panel. PV is photo and V is voltaic, where the light is converted into current. And then you can either use it for your internal use or you can put into the grid. So at present, Indian government is putting a lot of emphasis on this technology. And India has a 100 gigawatt, that means 100,000 megawatt target to be installed by next year. And we have already fulfilled 44,000 gigawatts. So there's still a long way to go. Because of COVID, there has been some delay. But the market is just beginning. And this is just the beginning now. Narendra Modi, when he was in Glasgow, he wants to increase the target to 450 gigawatt in renewable. So not just solar, but biogas and other oil renewable technology will get a big boost up in India. And that is why we are reaching out to you at Power University to train your faculty and also to you all students to benefit from this new emerging green job which is creating. Because unfortunately, our country is facing a big challenge. We are very proudly saying that we are the largest young population in the world. But that can also become a big problem because what do you do if you cannot offer them jobs? And you are seeing that now, that we are getting more and more engineers and less and jobs are opening up. So our idea is to train you into new technologies, future technologies, so that you can get jobs in there, you can become consultants, you can become professors, you can become researchers, or you can also become entrepreneurs. So the solar mission, as I said, is 100 gigawatt. Out of that, 40,000 megawatt is going to be on the rooftop, and 20,000 is going to be in the solar park, and another 40,000 is going to be into large solar park. And this is what has been achieved over last years. In solar thermal, so that is photovoltaic. The other technology which I am expert on, which I have spent my life 35 years, is solar thermal. So in solar thermal, we have main component is solar collection, then we have heat transfer, then we have heat storage, then we have heat backup or making it hybrid, and then safety mechanisms. There are different type of solar thermal concentrators. So when you want to have low temperature from anything from 30 to 150, 200 degree, you can go for flat plate collector or evacuative collector, which works on the principle of absorption. If you want to have higher temperature, then you go for technology where you concentrate the sunlight, and because of concentration, you can get higher temperature. So again, depending on the temperature range you want, you can go for compound parabolic concentrator, linear Crosnell, Fresnel, parabolic trough, cylinder trough. And then where for super high temperatures, you can go for parabolic dish and you can go for heliostat. So my company, Sunrise CSP, of which I'm also chairman, is developing the world's largest concentrator for municipal ashram. So as Professor Chandrakant Sharma said, it would be good to have you all here as an industrial visit to see for yourself what is happening in the real world. Because whatever you learn at university is not up to date, and also it is more on paper. But I think it's very important that you all become hands-on engineer. So as I said, in concentration, what you do is it's like a magnifying glass in reverse where the sunlight is concentrated at one point because of the high temperature. At the point at where there is a focus, you have a receiver which receives the energy, and that can be used for anything you want. So initially, we all started with cooking. So there are parabolic dishes where you reflect the light onto the focus and you put a cooking vessel. and you can cook. Then people went for parabolic trough, where it's like a half pipe, cut pipe, and then there is a line focus. So here on the left we have a point focus, here we have a line focus, and you can pass the media which you want to heat. And another technology which even started even before solar came up was wind energy. And wind energy has also done a great job in our country. We all know wind energy works on principle of windmills. People started talking of windmills with use of windmills in pumping of groundwater. Now we are talking of power plants, and each power plant can be as high as 5 megawatt. And we see a lot of windmills when you go to Kutch or when you go to hill mountain areas, where there are a series of wind parks doing the work. And in wind, basically what you're doing is just what we do in cycle. You have a rotational movement, and that is rotational movement just like with the cycling. In the dynamo, you produce a lighting. In the same way, the windmill, when they rotate, they run a dynamo, or we call it generator, and they produce electricity. Then it goes to transformer, and then it converts that DC into AC, and that is put into the grid. And then that's how the windmills in Kutch and Bhavnagar supply us power anywhere in India. So this is in Jaisalmer, a very large wind park. But now there are larger. India, Gujarat is the second largest wind energy producer in India. And hydropower, we all of course know, where you use the stored energy in hydropower, water when it is stored at a height, that is a potential energy, and that you convert into kinetic energy and create electricity. So here you see the high reservoir where the water is led through the turbines, it produces electricity. So hydropower is also called as renewable energy power because it is something which does not produce pollution, and it is every year it rains and we can use it again and again. So of course, Sardar Sarovar, as we all know, is one of the largest dam in India, and because of that, Gujarat has got a lot of prosperity. Before all these technologies started coming, people used to talk of biomass energy. That is, biomass is wood, and then biofuel and biogas. And biomass is also recyclable because biomass is nothing but when the sunlight is stored into biomass, where the trees, with the result of photosynthesis, convert sunlight into usable energy, which can be then used anytime you want in form of heat, or you can, with that, run biomass gasifier and produce electricity. And then biogas, initially in India, it was known as gobar gas, where you would just have gobar gas or latrine into a holder, and then it would be anaerobic, that means no oxygen comes in touch, and because of that, a gas will be formed. And you could get some outlet gas for cooking and bioslurry. But as I will show you, biogas is an emerging technology, which is, as Dr. Parikh showed, that Indian government is a very large program and a large type of investments and biogas plants are coming up in India. And that is why we want you to get or look at this subject seriously for your future. So this is a project which was installed in long back in Sidhpur in Patan, and it was saving 500 metric tons of fuel every year. And of course, there is another energy called geothermal. Geothermal is nothing but where the nature has stored energy in hot water. So we go to the hot water spring, and then you can actually draw the ground, which is already hot because of the lava sand and because of the stone which is having energy. The water gets heated. Sometimes it comes as hot water, sometimes it comes as spring. So this is in Tatapane in Chhattisgarh. We also got hot springs in South Gujarat. So now we'll start and talk more about biogas. Biogas is a technology where actually the misconception was that biogas comes from gobar gas, which is not true. I'm glad that Dr. Parikh mentioned that now it can be made from various resources, raw material. Any complex organic material which can be broken down can produce biogas. So in the first phase, there is liquidification, and there is acid forming bacteria there. And the second phase is a gasification, where the volatile metals, acids are formed into methane gas, which can be used for cooking or what energy process. And then you get slurry, which is an organic fertilizer. Biogas there are, of course, I'm not going to in first slide talk all type of technologies. So normally in India, when we talk about biogas, all the biogas plants in India are based on metabolic bacteria. That is, they work in the temperature of 35 to 37 degrees centigrade. They require a optimum C and N ratio, carbon and nitrogen ratio, which has to be between 25 to 1. The pH has to be between 6.8 to 7.2. And you are normally diluted with water, so the solid content will be 10. And you have to be careful that there are no toxic materials because the bacteria will die. because ultimately it's nothing but the bacteria which are eating up the organic waste, and they're producing gas, which is nothing but methane gas. So I will be sharing this PowerPoint with Professor Sharma, and you can get a copy of it. So I will not go through the numbers because you have to excuse me. I don't want to speak. So biogas is a technology which has become very famous. The people call it waste to wealth or waste to what? What is energy? So it's a really a win-win situation where you are disposing of the waste from animal dung or from industry, food factory and all organic waste, and then you are converting into taking it to digester, and you are getting the gas, and then gas can be directly filled into cylinders and converted to bio CNG. It can be produced into electricity. It can be directly separated, and it can run IC engines, or it can produce electricity. There are different type of digesters. So in India, we started in 2006 with a technology called KVIC, which is Khadi and Village Industry Commission, where they had a normal biogas plant, which was the floating tank. And the new technology was brought in, which is called UASB, which is anaerobic sludge bacteria digester. Now, the present technology, which is being used largely internationally, is called CSTR, that is continuously stirred tank reactor. And BRC has also developed a technology called Nisarguna, which is again a modification of KVIC model. Besides the technology of biogas generation through anaerobic digestion, there are other technologies for biogas purification, because biogas, when it comes from anaerobic digester, is just having 55 to 65% methane. So when you want to have more gas with higher calorific value, when you want to drive a car or when you want to run an engine, you want higher calorific value. Then there are technologies like water scrubber, or there is a technology called PSA, that is pressure swing absorption. And now we are also working with IIT Bombay to develop a technology where you can go get low cost scrubber. There are four markets when you look at it, biogas. One is industrial bio CNG plant. As Professor Parikh said, Indian government is looking to promote big way bio CNG generation. Bio CNG is nothing but converting biogas into bio CNG by removing the CO2 out of biogas. And because once you remove the CO2 out of biogas, then your gas content is 92 to 94% methane, which is natural gas. And when you compress it, it is CNG. So it is bio CNG, or it is called compressed biogas. The other one is gas management, because a lot of industries like food industry, they already have biogas, but they cannot use it, they just burn it. So gas management system is something another area where we are operating. Then biogas plant for cooking, right from 25 to 500 cubic meter, that is for cooking for institutional communities. And then family plant biogas 1 to 4 cubic meter, like for our households and small industrial, small canteens and everything. So the company MSC Bioenergy is also a company which we run. MSC again stands for Municipal Ashram, and B is Bioenergy. We are working on the solution of kitchen waste, animal waste, agriculture waste, water waste, and then we use it for cooking, heating, boiling, power generation, and you can produce bio-CNG and sell it. So till now, cooking was a great market, but if you go for bottling, you get large value addition. So more and more people are looking at biogas because you have the skill of economy. This is the plant which was installed in our Munsi Ashram way back in 1985, which is again based on KVIC, and it is still working, where you just put the cow dung and kitchen waste into it, and the gas which comes out is piped to the gas to our kitchen in our ashram, and we cook with that. Then we were the first in India to develop the technology where we said, can we not bottle biogas? And we found out that if you want to bottle biogas, we have to remove the CO2. So we developed a scrubber in which we remove the CO2 in the scrubber. At present, we have the PSA system, and we compress it. So here we see our digester. On the right, you see the scrubber and the compression. And that compressed gas is then bottled and then brought to our ashram for cooking for 3,000 people. And we run also one of our truck running on CNG with biogas. So for all of a sudden, the new area of bio-CNG has opened up. And we are very glad that Indian government has come up with a scheme called Satat, where government is encouraging industries to go for big biogas plant. And government has ensured market for it, where they buy ONGC and IOCL and they have to buy the gas, biogas, bio-CNG at 46 rupees. So there is a big opportunity opening up for industries to install biogas plants, get the waste and get converted into wealth. So biogas is no more just a waste rural cooking. You can see here it is like an industrial kitchen, ashram used for cooking. Here we have Dr. Abdul Kalam. Dr. Abdul Kalam, after becoming president, he started talking of a concept called Pura, which is providing urban amenities in rural area. And I was talking to him, and when he visited our ashram, we went and showed him our biogas plant. And he told me, Deepak, I think this is the future of the world where you're able to convert waste into wealth and wealth into job creation and employment. And you're fighting climate change. So please work on it. And we realized that there are enough companies doing biogas, but how do we find out what is the biomethanation potential? There is not a single biogas lab in our country. So with the help of CED, we have set up this biomethanation lab in our ashram through our company MS Foundation. And we will be offering courses, and this is why we have reached out to Power University to have a tie-up with you, so that you all students learn how to become experts on biogas, lab technicians, biogas consultants, biogas entrepreneurs, and find yourself opportunities in this area. So this is the biogas lab which I am talking about. Just imagine such a small lab costing 67 lakh rupees, But once you come and visit here, you realize it's a very high-tech lab. Sorry. So this is the biogas lab. So I think you excuse me, but I'm not able to carry on. I will now just show some slide about some projects which we have done. This is the syllabus we have developed. The technology alone is not sufficient. So this is a project which we had done through our NGO called Eco Center Ignir. And this is the first village in the world where the whole village cooks on solar cooker and biogas. And how we did that? So because the problem is the poor people need the technology, but they cannot afford it. So we offered this technology by going with a business model where we said, you pay from your profit, not from your pocket. We give them microfinance and we give them job opportunities or entrepreneurial opportunities. So they use the biogas as solar cooker for making bread, biscuit, jalebi, cooker, gatia and all. And they sell it and they make money out of it and pay it. So with innovative business models, you can really capture the market. The world is waiting for youngsters like you to enter into this area. Biogas and renewable energy offers great opportunity. And we are not very far from each other. Power University is just 8-10 kilometers away. So we look forward to working with you. As I said, the government is requiring set up a very big market for manpower market. We estimate that about 16 lakh skilled manpower will be required. The target is just a glimpse in the beginning. You should be also for maintaining and running the systems. And currently there is a big vacuum. Government has set up a lot of bodies, sector skill council, council for green job, Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana. So in Police Ashram, we also running vocational training center, the PKY, and we would be also glad to make you also provide you hands-on training, because just being engineer is not sufficient. You also have to get some experience of working with your own hand, and that will offer you a better opportunity, because you have to have some skill sets which are more than some other people. So, Professor Sharma, with your permission, I will stop here. I can't go on. And we'll catch up again next time when we talk again. So, thank you, Parole University, Professor Chandrakant Sharma, the faculty, all of you students, and Center for Entrepreneurship and Development for supporting this idea of creating skill sets for biogas technology by Biogas Lab. And soon we will be also offering solar energy courses. So, we would be glad to partner with you all. Thank you, Jai Shri Krishna.
Okay, thank you so much, sir. It's a matter of pride for me that I am proposing a lot of things for this informative webinar. On the behalf of my college and the family of Parul University, first of all, I spread my most sincere thanks to the God. I would like to thank chairman of today's webinar, our dean and principal, sir, for their support. I would like to thank our thanks to our speaker. Even though in that conditions, having a trouble and difficult to speak, sir have given very wonderful and productive and informative session for our students. Thank you so much, sir, for giving such a wonderful session. Thank you so
My
much.
pleasure.
A special thanks to our teaching and non-teaching staff and their support and the coordination also. And especially And heartily thanks to our students for the active participations. With these warm words, with this message, we will move to end of this today's webinar. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone. All the best. Jai Shri Krishna.
Thank you so much, sir. Webinar team, you webinar team, can we?
Do we have the recording of this link? If you can share it with
Yeah,
me.
yes, sir. We will share it surely.
Yes, we can share it with CED afterwards. Because the idea is to
Sure,
get
sir.
CED on board. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, everyone. Jai Shri Krishna.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much. View webinar team, we can stop the live session. Sir, you can leave the meeting also. Thank you so much. View webinar team, is that I am audible?